My name is Rebecca Sawley and this is my EDC171 Assignment 3 presentation entitled Is Human Impact on the Mountain Gorillas of Africa Environmentally Sustainable? Mountain gorillas are found only in Africa, in the rainforest area of Uganda, Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The mountain gorilla has been listed as critically endangered by the International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, the IUCN, since 1996. The most recent census, which was conducted in 2016, recorded approximately 600 living mountain gorillas. This is an increase from a previous census in 1982, which recorded the population to be only around 250. I began my research for this inquiry by conducting a basic Google search on the topic, the impact of humans on the mountain gorilla population of Africa. I then used these results to narrow my search to some basic keywords. I used Google Scholar as well as the Curtin University Library website. I used Boolean indicators in my search to help with eliminating sources that were not relevant. The search terms I focused on were gorillas and ecosystem, gorillas and deforestation and population, gorillas and tourism and population, gorillas and conservation, and finally gorillas and extinction. The results I had the most success with were those that came from peer-reviewed journals and articles. Some of the difficulties I came across while I was researching were that there is a lot of information that was more than 10 years old, some dating as far back as the 1970s, and although the information is relevant and was accurate at the time, there have been many developments since then. I also came across a lot of information that came from organisations and conservation websites that can be considered biased and not appropriate for a research-based inquiry. The rainforest areas in which the mountain gorillas are located have been heavily impacted by deforestation. The gorillas play a very important part in the reforestation of their habitat. They do this unknowingly by a process called seed dispersal. A large part of their diet is made up of seeds, nuts and fruits which they eat and then later on digest, depositing the seeds throughout the rainforest area. The size of the animal also means that it's able to ingest larger seeds than some of the other seed dispersing animals in the area, meaning a diversity in seed germination. Juarez believes that a decrease in the gorilla population would disrupt forest ecosystem stability. Poaching has been one of the biggest practices to impact the population of the mountain gorilla. Over the years, there have been many reasons why poachers have targeted the gorilla. There is a big market for gorilla meat in Africa for both eating and medicinal purposes. Although sometimes it is eaten immediately after the kill, it is most often brought back to town and is sold off. The hands, feet and skulls are also hunted and sold for medicinal purposes or often kept as trophies. The development of roads through the forest has seen poaching numbers increase recently due to the now easy access paths to the forest. Close to 60% of the gorilla population has been habituated by humans. This has made the gorillas more accessible to humans for the purposes of tourism, with close to 25,000 tourists a year paying up to $1,500 to see the gorillas in the wild. This exposure to so many humans leaves the gorillas susceptible to human diseases such as influenza, Ebola and Staphylococcus, which can be deadly. The development of roads and infrastructure, deforestation and logging have seen a further demise in the gorillas' numbers. Timber extraction is identified as one of the major threats facing tropical forest ecosystems. Juarez identifies that the hunting pressures that come with the logging industry could jeopardise the conservation of the gorillas. It is important for the timber extraction companies to work in conjunction with the conservation team to protect the gorilla population. The mountain gorilla are the only primate species whose numbers are increasing. The increasing numbers are due to the diligent conservation efforts conducted by groups in the area. Current conservation efforts include ranger patrols, law enforcement, veterinary care and the confiscation of over 1,500 snares a year. The actions of many conservation groups in the area, including the Diane Fossey Gorilla Fund, and the commitment of the local community to limit tourism, logging and deforestation will see the gorilla numbers continue to increase. I found that the content descriptors that best matched my inquiry project were from the Year 6 level. The content descriptors I related this most to were biological sciences and how the growth and survival of living things are affected by physical conditions of their environment, nature and the development of science, and how science involves testing predictions by gathering data and using evidence to develop explanations of events and phenomena and reflects historical and cultural contributions, and finally communicating and how to communicate ideas, explanations and processes using scientific representations in a variety of ways, including multimodal texts.